When it comes to the University of Energy and Natural Resources, it started way back in 2012, and I happened to be the first lecturer appointed in the university. So you can guess my staff number. The Vice Chancellor was PSM1, the Provisy PSM2, Registrar PSM3, and I am PSM4. But even before I got the staff number, I had already started working for UENR. In March 2012, when Professor Mrs. Siwa was appointed as the Vice Chancellor, I was working with her as a postdoc on a Bill Gates funded project. And on the 9th of April 2012, we were at the office when a team of consultants and MPs came to see her. And then they told her that they are in charge of the infrastructure development of the university, and they needed her director of works. And I had worked with Professor Mrs. Siwa for the past 10 years at that time as a civil engineer in her company, and she knew my capabilities. So she directed them to my office and asked that they come with me to the university to come and supervise the construction of the university facilities. At that stage, we were developing the residences of the Vice Chancellor, the Pro Vice Chancellor, the administration block, the Director of Finance Vice Residence, the Registrar's Residence, and the Director of Works Residence. So we focused on these ones, and then other residential blocks that were within the residency, which were supposed to be used by the university. So from 9th April to September 2012, I worked for the university in these aspects, and I did them for free. I just volunteered, and we were doing them for free. We used our own money to come and sleep at hotels and the rest to work until I got an appointment letter in September 2012, and that was when I started being paid. Between April and September, I was also the driver of the Vice Chancellor. I drove her from Kumasi to Sunyani anytime she had to come and work. And then I was also the driver for council members. I picked them from Kumasi Airport to come for council meetings here. And also the public relations officer for the university at that time. So the works that we did those times was about 1.4 million Ghana cedis. And GetFund asked the university to pay. We had received an initial amount of 5 million cedis for infrastructure development, and GetFund asked us to pay and that they will refund later. So we did that. And that was the first phase of development. There was a second phase of development that was totaling 3.2 million Ghana cedis. And 10 projects were earmarked and awarded to contractors for them to come and work on them. But there was a little bit of confusion as to the start and the commencement of those contracts. And by the time we realized the university was about to start, and these contracts had not been commenced. So the Vice Chancellor called me and asked me to develop these ones. So I was given the 3.2 million Ghana cedis to work with on the 10 projects. But instead of 10 projects, I did 22 projects. For example, the auditorium that we use today was earmarked to be renovated at a cost of 550,000 cedis. And I spent 32,000 cedis on that. So these were the things I did. And the road along the football field all the way to the hostel was not part of that. I developed it at 55,000 cedis. I constructed the current cafeteria right from scratch. I renovated the kitchen. By the time I had finished these 22 projects, I had spent just 540,000 cedis out of the 3.2 million. And I did this because when people came to negotiate contracts, I know the Ghanaian mentality, they want to give you something. I'll ask them after their quotation, is it that you want to give me something? They'll say yes. I say, take it off, and they will beat it down. When they even attempted to give me gifts like land and the rest, I refused because I did not want to be influenced in terms of doing these negotiations. So having saved the university 2.7 million Ghana cedis, I proposed to the Vice Chancellor that we should use that savings plus the 1.4 million that Get Fund owed us to develop additional infrastructure. So we put the two together, and that is the money we used to develop the current engineering block, the library block that is almost completed but have a few things to be done, then the science block that we have on campus, and the university entrance. So they all totaled 4.2 million Ghana cedis. And that is what I had to do initially. And at that time, because I was the first lecturer, I was also the only lecturer at engineering, and I was also the only staff at the development office as acting director of works. So it took a lot of my time. I would work from 6 a.m. to 3 a.m. In the daytime, you'll be teaching, and then in the night, you are going after school, you are going around to supervise the works that we had awarded on contracts. And then in the night, I am offloading tiles and cement and paint, so that I also take records of them and get them ready for use the following morning. So these were the things I had to do at the commencement of the university.